Hello guys, since I got a lot of questions on how to play different classes like warrior or rogue, I thought I'll make a quick guide so you can follow it and have fun in solo shuffle. We're gonna start with the talents, go into gear, the enchantments. After that I'll show some useful macros and tips on how to play a warrior, and at the end I'll show you the simple rotation. Alright, these are the talents I play, especially in solo shuffle. Kill or be killed is a talent I don't see often, but it makes very much sense. Think about how many times you died but the enemy was like on 10% and you could have killed him, but the round ended too fast. I love it, I get much use out of it. If you don't like it, just go into focus in chaos instead. On the left side, I play with spear. If you don't like spear, you can just go into the cleave build basically. This is it. You just go into resonant voices or resonant voice and battlefield commander, so you don't have to play spear. I'll link both specs below. I like to play with Mountain Fame, by the way. A lot of people think, especially in 2v2, that Slayer is better. Slayer is just much more pressure if you go single target, but most of you guys, I think, play solo shuffle, so Mountain Fame is definitely ahead. Your PvP talents are baseline. The only thing you can change is disarm. You can change it with master and commander, even death wish or rebound. It's up to you. Alright, let's go over the gear and the stats. It's very straightforward. You want as much mastery as possible. It's a flat out damage buff while you're enraged, and if you fight, you are enraged. So, no brainer, get as much mastery as possible. After that, you want some haste because it feels very clunky if you have two less, but don't overdo it. Like, find a sweet spot and play with it. It's totally fine. Versatility is also very important, but I found it to be less impactful than mastery. Alright, so for the gear, I play double DPS trinket because I'm a human and got my human trinket. Otherwise, you just change badge of ferocity with your gladiator's medallion. For the crafted pieces, I went with both rings and my necklace. For the set bonus, 2 set bonus is very important. It decreases your damage done by 10% because of Rampage and Odin's Fury. Rampage is your main damage ability, so you should get that immediately. 4 set bonus is less of a PvP thing, it's much rather a PvE thing, but if you can get it, do it. It's not a main goal, but it's okay if you have it. Don't worry about your weapons, by the way. After hitting 2500 conquest, you get a token and you can just buy them. As a Fury Warrior, you get to buy 2. For the enchantments, I'll make 2 lists. One for the millionaires out there and one for the poor guys like me, because enchantments are very expensive and you can just go with the budget and it's also good. So don't worry and don't try to overthink it. Just because you have like 50 mastery more or less, it doesn't make a huge difference. Alright, so for the macros, it's very simple again. Most of you guys will know them. It's a basic burst macro, which use 13 is the trinket, so it's on the 13th slot, and you just type use 13, so it uses this trinket. Other macros are basic focus macros, so I don't have to click the player. The player in my focus frame just gets feared or stormbolted or kicked. The intervene macros are very important, especially for shuffle. You just cast at party 1 intervene, and you intervene your party 1 player. Same for party 2. Another huge thing, especially for tap target players out there, is to rebind it. Baseline is target nearest enemy, but you want to play with target nearest enemy player, so you don't tap target to minions and totems. So finally, let's go over how to play the warrior in arenas. If you see this buff, you do damage, but you don't have to watch this buff over and over again. You just have to know the buttons to press and how to get this. You get enraged by pressing Rampage. You get enraged by pressing Bloodthirst. Your 2 main damage abilities are also Rampage and Bloodthirst, so you basically are enraged all the game, like I said before, with the mastery. Another huge thing is to watch out for your Whirlwind buff. You get this by pressing Thunderclap, and if you do so, your next 4 abilities hit 4 additional targets. So how to play this? If I press Thunderclap, I know that I have to press 4 buttons until I press Thunderclap again. So I'll count in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have to press Thunderclap again. Try to press Rampage immediately, because if you don't, you overcap your rage. So you basically waste a lot of time where you could have built another Rampage. Why it's so important to press Rampage immediately? There are 2 reasons. 1, it's your main damage ability. And 2, if you press Avatar or your burst cooldowns in general, Rampage reduces the cooldown of your burst. So you want to press Rampage as often as you can to get your burst back quicker. But speaking of burst, you charge in, press your Bloodthirst to get enraged. After that, hit your burst macro and spam Rampage into Bloodthirst. Rampage, press your filler, Crushing Blow. If you got multiple enemies, you just press Thunderclap in between to get your Whirlwind buff and spam Rampage into Bloodthirst, Rampage into Bloodthirst, Rampage into Bloodthirst, and your Thunderclap in between. You can also go with Odin's Fury if you got time to press it, so just press it. But how to survive with the warrior? If you notice you get attacked, press your defensive stance so you get your damage reduced by 15%. If you get stunned and you're in defensive stance, it's one step closer to surviving. But what to do next? Don't wait for the stun to end to press your enraged generation. Press it while stunned, because I see a lot of warriors only pressing it if they're out of a stun lock so they can heal. But enraged generation also reduces the damage taken by 30%. So if you combine defensive stance with enraged generation, you got 45% damage reduction. Also, don't sleep on your impending victory. It's on a 25-second cooldown and heals a lot. I hope this was helpful for you. Don't get frustrated in arena, because warriors are very frustrating to play. If you want to see any other class or have any questions about my guide, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the arena.